Ladies and gentlemen, good to see you back. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I hope to earn your subscription. Now, you're not going to hear any music in this video because I'm trying to get away from copyright, you know? I'm trying to get away from that stuff. So I first heard Master of Puppets when I was about 14 years old, 1994. That's a good 10 years after its release. Funny thing about listening to Master of Puppets, I took it to a family reunion to listen to it, and my uncle sees me jamming to it, and he comes up to me and he's just shaking his head and laughing. I'm like, what? And he's like, I was listening to that exact album when I was your age. It was really funny. We both shared a laugh. We both started connecting on it. It was pretty cool. I'm a type of person, the way my brain works, things are always out of order. So when I go back to remember something, it's not necessarily in the same order that you guys are probably remembering something. And I start inadvertently start creating stories out of things that aren't necessarily there. That happened to me in Master of Puppets. So this is my hidden story that I found in Master of Puppets. And it happened one day when I was, not one day, it happened slowly over time as listening to tracks in random order, not listening to the album in order as it was produced and released, but just listening to different tracks here and there. So let's get into it, shall we? Starting with Leper Messiah, we witness how a flawed system can install an authority figure capable of brainwashing people en masse to do its bidding. Now, it's very diabolical stuff, and that song's pretty straightforward. Moving on, we then have Disposable Hero, where we get to see all the brainwashed people being sent to their doom. It's a cynical and terrifying experience, as not only do we see this through the scope of war, but also woven into the lyrics is one of the soldiers' realization as... It's all very diabolical stuff. Then we have Disposable Heroes, where we get to see all the brainwashed people being sent to their doom. It's a cynical and terrifying experience, as not only do we see this through the scope of war, but also woven into the lyrics of it is one soldier's realization that he's more than what they molded him into. It just happens that he's having this realization as he's laying alone, dying alone on the battlefield, clutching his gun, surrounded by death. And that brings us to Battery, where we are presented with a group of individuals so used to the grind of things that the grind itself has become a part of them. They're traumatized from it, stuck in a loop of violence. You know, the war veterans, the people who made it through that grind. And that brings us to Sanitarium, where we end up with the survivor of the group that tried to get help, but unfortunately, due to the failures of the flawed system, that help just led to, well, we'll get to that right now, because as it's in Master of Puppets, where we're slammed right in the face with addiction on all its raging levels as we watch our disposable heroes circle the drain. And all of this boils right down to Damage Inc. And in this, we're given the big picture of the society that the flawed system has created as a whole. And from here, well, I'll just let you guys listen to it all on the playlist that I created, if you click it right over here, so that you can hear the story the way I think it should be heard. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys around.